Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Monster, episode 67. Alright. So, Anna and Johan have confronted each other. Or Nina and Johan. Or now it's Anna and Johan.
Right.
And, yeah, Anna's going to tell Johan the actual way things went down. Because she does remember everything now.
Yeah.
And, maybe there's been some confusion on Johan's part as to which parts he played and which parts he did not.
And is it true confusion, or is it him just trying to make Anna confused? Yeah.
Or that, yes.
You know. Yeah. Oh boy.
And
then Tenma's probably on his way, but we don't know what's going to happen there. Let the disciple go and get taken to the hospital. Ava's, as far as we know, out of the story.
Or she's okay for now.
Yeah.
The big part is basically what big things are we going to learn via Anna's true perspective in this coming episode. I feel like we're going to get a lot of retroactive context applied to things that we already know, and it's going to shift things in a big way, or it's going to confirm like a majority of some of our theories, and and maybe explain a little bit more of the details of Johan's current motivations. So, guys, Monster, we're nearing the end.
We are.
So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, here we go. Flashback, yep.
Okay.
あの時みたいに打つかい？もうすべて終わりにするわ。何度も何度も終わりの世界を見てきた。話してあげるわ。
Okay.
本当の恐ろしい話を。君の言う本当の恐ろしい話。僕が君に話したあのいろいろな話。
The various stories that I told you.
3匹のカエルの部屋から連れ去られて、僕が入れられたところは壁のない真っ暗闇の部屋だった。上下左右の間隔のない部屋。でも誰かが僕を監視しているのは分かった。
Drugged, maybe?
全く音のない部屋。時々どこからか悲鳴のような声が聞こえた。その回数を数え続けた。その数もよくわからなくなった頃、そこにあの男が立っていた。
いいかい、よく人間はね、何にだってなれるんだ。
おや、君みたいな小さな子供がこんなところを歩いていていいのかな。
いや、この子は例の。
この子が。
まあ、かわいい。
あ、ここが。素晴らしい。なんて美しい子だ。成果ですね。この子が例の。
国家の未来に乾杯!
Oh, Bonaparte did it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
悲鳴、叫び、恐怖が部屋を埋め尽くし、その場にいた42名が死に絶えた。
Except him.
フランツ・ボナパルタ一人を残して。
Wow. To what end, though?
Right.
3匹のカエルにたどり着いた僕を君は迎えてくれた。僕は話し続けた。何日も何日も。
Oh, the way he looks old from the back
like
there.
Halfway dead.
Yeah.
違う。
So could it be possible that this is all a lie of Johan's?
Possibly.
Like,
Oh crap! Please, Anna, be okay. Please, Anna, be okay. Crap, where is she? Oh, the static in the background.
Yep.
No,
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
My name is Anna. Put the thumb in between the hammer.
Yeah, behind the trigger, yeah.
Okay, there we go. We're good.
All right.
We're good. Okay.
もういい。
違う私じゃない。おかえりって言ったのは私じゃない。私が言ったのはただいま。おかえり。ヨハンは間違ってる。ヨハンは私の話を聞いただけ。
Yeah.
バラの屋敷に連れて行かれたのは私なの。
Right.
たくさんの死体の中に立っていたのも全部私なの。
Wow. Oh.
怖い。怖い。
Oh my gosh.
ただいま。おかえり。全部話して。
God, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
何日も私は自分の体験をヨハンに話し
And
た。
then thus doing so made
ヨハンは私の体験を
もういいんだ。
ヨハンは私の体験を自分の体験だと思い込んで、
Mm-hmm.
私のせいでヨハンは
もういいんだ。
Oh, it's okay. It's okay,
全
Anna.
て話したわ。さっきヨハンは私の話を聞いて笑ってるように見えた。泣いているようにも見えた。
Whoa.
あんな
And he's left
あ
now?
んな人間の顔見たことない。私には撃てなかった。
Okay.
きっと彼は自分を破壊するわ。私も自分を破壊するように。
ダメだ。
Yeah. You can get back up.
君が死んだら
Yeah.
私はどうすればいい。私はどこへ行けばいい。生きていてくれ。
Oh, this is so good.
Lung?
Okay, chop back, yeah.
山荘近くで車が発見された。
ああ、崖下に落とされている。中でエドワルドが殺されている。
Oh.
やったのは多分。
ヨハンはおそらくフランツ・ボナパルタを殺しに行くだろう。
Yeah. To say the
プラ
least.
ハに彼の息子がいる。私はヨハンにそのことを教
Oh,
えた。
that's how Lung will be brought back into this.
Gotcha.
それだけでことが終わるかどうか、彼の崩壊がそれで収まるかどうか。
No. Wow. The power of stories.
Mm-hmm.
ヨハンの中にはもう一つあの記憶が。我々が想像しようとしたものは一体何だったんだろう。
Wow.
フランツ・ボナパルタ。
Yep. Yep. Oh, what a great shot.
Mm-hmm. Right between the eyes.
Oh.
生きていてくれ。
Wow, this show, guys.
きっと私たちの行くべきところ、どこかに必ず。
Oh, this is so sad. Jeez.
いや、本当によく来てくれたね。君の方から来てくれるなんて。君に僕の自慢のお茶を飲んでもらいたかったんだ。どう？気に入ってくれたかい？特製のハーブティーだ。
This is killing me. Oh, yep.
次は誰を殺すんだい？え？
夢から覚めたんだよ。
疲れてるんじゃないのか？
What?
計画はどうするんだい？
夢から覚めたんだ。
Oh my
何の
god.
ために僕は何人も殺したんだ？
たくさんの終わりの風景。でも今は違う風景が見えるんだ。僕しか知らない記憶。本当に行くべきところ。
The episode's still going. The episode's still going.
Is this what I think it is?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Woo! What an episode.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh,
Wow.
my head is spinning right now.
All I'm thinking is like, okay, if I were trying to write a character like Johan, how would I, like, because the fact that it all makes so much sense, right? While at the same time, Johan, like, there's that bit that's flipped, right? That switch, that part of him that's off. Like, I was kind of worried that when we finally got the reveal, there would be parts of it where it'd be like, wait, but then what about, like, back here or back there or whatever? But no, it's just...
I woke up from the dream.
This...
He woke up from the dream.
So... my head, like, my head got blown this episode more than Chopik. Like, this, see, okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
There was a part of me that was a little bit worried with Monster that it would end up making things too complicated, that it wouldn't be able to end it properly, right? And that when it tried to condense things and give answers and stuff, the answers wouldn't be satisfying, they would feel off in some way or whatever. And I'm still wrapping my head around the various implications of what happened this episode.
Right.
But it's past the sniff test. Like it's one of those things where it's like I feel like it's all there and it's all been thought out and meticulously done and everything, and I just basically need to like follow through and trace all the things to make sure so that I can have like a high res picture of it.
But even at 240 pixels, this is a very, very, very compelling picture.
Wow.
The amount of weight that has been given to the smallest of choices and interactions in this story confounds me. So when you think back to where this all started, essentially, you have a storyteller who realized that characters, people, were moldable. And they decided that they would introduce variables by which a character would be reduced to nothing, really.
Yep.
Nothing. Just the monster, maybe. Something without a name. Something that was barely even human.
Right.
And the first thing that it would do, upon realizing that it needs something to attach itself to, is it would consume its own kind basically for a name, just for an identity, for a purpose. And now we have Johan here, who is this broken, tormented child, essentially, gifted with the powers of a dark god,
right?
Pushed and pushed along by his own false memories, which, I mean, we don't even need to go into the whole unreliable narrator here. The questions are more interesting than the answers here.
Yeah.
There's so many things that could have been different with slight variations to the way that this plan was enacted. It could have been either of them. And that's that's just scratching the surface here.
Yep.
That's just scratching the minor surface here.
And with the whole thing of the one memory that, that Johan has that wasn't shared or whatever, like, does that mean that Anna didn't remember something, or does that mean that maybe this all is part of Johan's plan and that it was actually him all along, and that he's trying to basically like this is his way of trying to make Anna forget about him, right? Like be something
or that,
because the thing is that if Anna, if he was erasing all the people that knew about his existence, then the big issues are, what about Anna and Tenma?
Yeah.
Right? What does he do about them? Because they mean enough to him that he doesn't seem to be in a situation where he would erase them from existence. But there, I mean, he that very much seemed like he was trying to get Anna to kill herself.
Yeah, and even if she didn't, he hasn't kept her from basically remembering. If anything, it was the memory. It was the memory of what Johan did. Of what she did potentially even to Johan to create this this monster so unwittingly.
Right.
I always wondered why Bonaparte would kill all those people or have them killed.
Did you think that Bonaparte had a hand in it before this episode?
No. What I meant is that Bonaparte desired that on some level. Even if he was one of the people amidst it, that it was something to be a part of the plan. It didn't make sense to have it be this thing of where there was no hand in it because Bonaparte. It's more recently, yes, because we found out that Bonaparte was alive.
Oh, right. And once that happens, then it's like, okay, well,
and then it's like, happen? Okay, so he survived that whole incident,
right? Which means at the very least he was aware that it was going to happen, probably.
Right. So it means it was probably a part of the plan. And what it might have just been was that anything he did to one, he did to the other. So he didn't really care as to what would happen, but by using them as twins, it gave him way more power over the individual members of this twin party here than he could have if any of them were without a twin.
Right.
And it Bonaparte needs to die. But here's the thing that's crazy. Bonaparte's son and Johan have been in league this whole time.
Okay.
Now, that's not necessarily confirmed in terms of this whole time is kind of vague, but they knew each other. They've worked together in the past.
So that person at the end that Johan killed was
Bonaparte's son.
Okay.
It doesn't really make sense for it to be anyone else.
Yeah, because we've seen Bonaparte's son before. Lung paid him a visit, and he was doing the whole puppet thing. Maybe that's probably who it is. It's just one of those things where it looked like it was maybe someone different.
Someone else.
It could have been someone else. Like it was just some new character that was someone that he used to help kill people.
Oh,
and then he was cleaning up loose ends. It could be Bonaparte's son. I don't know. I don't have a clear picture.
Dang it, you're right.
I don't have a clear picture of what Bonaparte's son looked
Crap.
like, which is even crazier when you think about it, because then it's the whole thing of the whole stuff with Johan and Anna, and them not having a clear picture of the other person and whatnot and stuff, and how memories are.
Okay, here's the
funny,
thing.
malleable, scary things. Yeah.
Here's the thing. We can go back and figure out eventually whether or not that's Bonaparte's son. But I think actually you're right in that it makes more sense for Lung to be arriving at the place in Prague where Bonaparte's son is, regardless of whether or not Johan is there. That's where Lung is.
Or, well, that's where he was. Because he contacted him at the end of that episode where Anna was with Bonaparte's son.
So Lung is ahead of everything then.
Lung's ahead of everything. I think he's figured out
Bonaparte.
I think he's approaching Bonaparte. Like, and that's what's going to happen. And maybe that's how Lung will end up dying, is because he'll be there at the same time as Johan.
Okay, keep things going here. I'm going to check something here real quick.
Okay, but So, and that's how Lung can die, because he'll be there ahead of Tenma. Johan will kill him because Lung is just, his sniffer's too good, right? Yeah. And then Johan will do all the stuff with Bonaparte, however that's going to go. I don't know whether Tenma will get there at the same time as Johan and stuff, and how that's going to work, because does Anna know where Johan's going? Like, I don't know. But yeah, like this episode, like there was so much stuff that they went through this episode. Like, wow, like this was absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
incredible. Like, I know I can't fully appreciate this episode right now.
Okay, it's not right. It's not Bonaparte's son.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Bonaparte's son looks completely different.
Yeah, all right. But
oh my gosh.
Like,
okay. So, Johan has seen the final scene of the plan. Of Johan's plan.
Right, but it's a different plan.
Well, no. See, this is the thing. We've always been trying to predict what Johan's ultimate goal was.
Right, and it's changed.
It's changed multiple times, and it just changed again.
Right.
Johan basically just realized that, that's no longer the final scene anymore. And this guy, whoever he was, a killer, basically is just like, wait, what are you talking
nice
about?
Joke.
Yeah, funny, right? No, we've got, like,
We've made preparations, yeah.
Right, and if anything, I think those preparations were tied to the written stuff in the playground,
right,
sand,
and the killings and all that stuff, and the cover-ups and the things, and yeah.
Right. Now, those could still fit into Johan's more adapted new plan or what have you. But because of encountering Anna, because of what that entailed, Johan received new data. He changed the plan. He, on some level, was not aware, I believe, that Anna put him into this position.
Yeah.
And while he could have known maybe certain things all along, and he was just playing this guy, I think the fact that Johan doesn't have to lie to this person because he's going to kill him shows how broken Johan is at this point. He is so fraying at the edges that he is processing out his feelings and his thoughts with a person who means nothing to him.
And the thing is like, okay, Johan's had this incredible rule of cool the entire show, and most of the time it's done by not having him present, right? And like, because of that, that when he shows up, that it's something that is being done with the utmost care, right? The utmost attention to detail and everything to maintain that. I have never seen a story that is able to basically balance the crazy with the rule of cool. Because here Johan very much is like,
he's losing it.
He's losing it. And I can't wait to see what happens. I like, because he's Johan. Like, I it's one of those things where I get the feeling he's gonna land on his feet. But like, what is that gonna mean? Like, what, not just for him, but for Anna and Tenma and everybody, and like oh
my god.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's some things that slightly change the ordering of certain other things that happened, right? Johan being the one that was at home the whole time.
Right.
That means that Johan when they left, does that mean that Johan was the one that basically went out searching for Anna, or did they leave together?
I think they left together, and then it was something where
they basically left and fled to the west.
Right, and basically because of all the stuff that had happened, Johan was like, "I'll take it from here," you know.
Right.
And the whole thing, with the
Lieberts.
Well, yeah, the Lieberts, but then also the old couple that were shown and now they didn't actually show who it was that killed them.
Yeah.
But I get the feeling that was Johan.
I think everything that we can conclude is that Johan put on this person.
Right.
He became Johan
for the good of his sister. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like almost exactly like we predicted. And we had tons of predictions, but more recently the idea came pretty hard into our heads that he's doing all this because someone has to.
Right. And that's great, because the thing is that it adds to the rule of cool factor because he has a deep set reason for why he's doing all of this. Yep. Nothing's worse than having someone with a bunch of competence and no motivation, right?
Right.
So in this case, they're like, okay, there's a reason he's able to do all these things and that he does these things. It's not just for the heck of it.
But that was the original plan. And then when they got to the Liebert's whole situation there, he basically said, "Kill me. You don't need me anymore. Put me out of my misery. You can do it. They won't blame you." Like, he sets up the perfect scheme to where Anna could be free. But because Tenma saved him, that's the beginning of the show. There's all this story that's gone on before that.
Right. Kinderheim and everything, yeah.
Tenma basically says, I will... Basically, it was almost as if he was given a chance at...
Well, and that's what he says. He's like, it's like I've been given another chance at life. Yeah. And that's... What does that even mean for Johan in that situation? Because he was making the sacrifice there at that point. He was saying, all right, my work here is done.
So my question is, do you think the memory is something that actually happened post-shooting or pre-shooting? Because in a lot of ways, the actual only memory that he has that Anna doesn't have should be obvious. I think that it's right when he woke up, basically. I woke up from the dream. The dream is the past, the old him that died, and basically he went back to it because of the book. The book snapped him back before the shooting and put him back into the dream.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's
and the waking up is something that's happened twice now.
Well, because and the thing is that the shooting could have been something that did it. It also could have been Kinderheim. Because if we think about it, with Kinderheim, that was something where they were already past the border and everything. He had and they messed with his memories, right? And he didn't want to forget Anna. So there could have been some aspect where basically he did forget Anna. He forgot that there was that he forgot Anna in that sense where that it was her that did those things and she told him about it.
I feel like we're jumbling things again.
Maybe.
Are we sure? Crap. This is the problem with this show, guys. There's so many plot points and things. Kinderheim
was before the Lieberts, after everything with the Red Rose Mansion, after they crossed the border.
Jacob, the Lieberts were the ones that helped them cross. The Lieberts just crossed the border.
No. So there's multiple borders. So the thing is that Kinderheim picked up Johan, Wolf and everybody.
Yeah, when they left from the whole Red Rose Mansion thing.
Right, and that was on the border of the
Czechoslovakia. Yeah, I'm talking about the Berlin Wall border.
No, that border, that's a different border.
Okay,
cool. But I'm talking about...
You gotta specify that, otherwise you confuse me. I'm sorry. It's on me.
The border where they're crossing by themselves, the only time that we've seen them cross the border. They talked about them crossing the border with the Lieberts, but,
I'm talking about after all that with the Lieberts, that was when he woke up from the dream, finally. he hoped to end the nightmare. He hoped to have her kill him. She did. She decided to do it because he basically told her, like, do this right here. He's been pointing at his forehead, like, over and over and over again. Johan's been wanting to, like, end the nightmare, basically, this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even know if he knew it, really, back in Munich. Remember when he was, like, Tenma? Like right here.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, because the thing is, his head's been messed with so much by himself and by other people that who's to say?
I like now we're just calling it, though, that Johan is mad.
Right.
Like Chapek basically saying, I don't even know if that death, if Bonaparte's death will calm his madness, because I feel like Johan's genius, his intelligence, has removed in our minds the idea that he's a traumatized, maddened, insane, like actually broken because fundamental level.
Because there's such a method to the madness.
Yes, exactly.
It's madness.
It's absolutely madness.
And the thing is, and that's the heartbreaking thing about it, is that it's like, even if there's all the variables and stuff, and the
impressive calculating plan and all that,
even if that's something that's hard to track, the method behind it, I feel like that's something that's very simple, and I can track with that, and I understand it, and in a sense, it doesn't seem like madness. It just seems like a kid that's trying to do the thing that he knows he should do, is he should protect his sister. He should look out for his sister.
Yeah.
And something horrible happened with his sister, and he's doing what he can, and he's still just firing on that. He's still just executing that algorithm, running that routine, right? Just trying to make everything okay in whatever way he can, and the ways that he can are set in a very specific pattern because of all the stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
And that's messed up.
But him meeting Anna again woke him up from the nightmare. He awoke from the dream. What that means, though, is that, like you were saying, him kind of firing on the processes and the programming and all that, all this stuff recently was just that. The book, literally the book, just the tool by which Bonaparte enacted his will and broke Johan and Anna's minds, snapped him back into the dream. At least I believe. Okay. Because one of the things that I remember looking back on the whole Munich thing, was that was the dream, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Johan's more broken than we give him. Like, maybe Johan's plan is less perfect than we give him credit for. It has less consistency, if that makes sense.
Yes.
In that there are points where he's breaking and snapping back and forth.
So the fact that there are that many switches and everything like that makes it seem like he is broken in, like, multiple it's not just ways. A single break.
Yes.
Right? It's a whole slew of breaks.
But Anna told him the truth. And he knew that was the truth. So the truth sets you free. He's awakened from the dream. So now everything changes for Johan. He's going down a different path. He kills the person that he was using for whatever that was before, because it might not even matter now. Now, he could be doing the double blind where you were a part of the plan, but now you're not.
And he probably would have killed that guy anyways, but
yeah. But this seems too dirty. This seems too
Like Johan's actually killing people himself. He doesn't do that.
I mean,
sometimes he does.
He probably does, but we don't see it.
Like it's very rare.
We're just left to know that Johan's will decided that this person would die. We don't know how, but
but actually in a situation where he pulls out the gun and he pulls the trigger. I mean, I guess Junker is also at the beginning, but
yes.
But yes. Oh wow! This show, and like we're getting towards the end. We're getting closer to the end, but there's still what, 7 episodes left? 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 7 episodes left. So like what's gonna happen? Like Lung's probably gonna die, but there's gonna be that whole thing with Bonaparte. Bonaparte's gonna die, and Tenma and Johan and Anna are probably gonna have another conversation. Maybe it's just Tenma and Johan
having a conversation potentially with Bonaparte
and
before he dies.
Oh yeah, this.
Oh my god,
this is all gonna be so good. Like now that does make me a little bit sad that my Eva Lungion ship doesn't truly set sail, but that's okay. I'll just settle for fan fiction. But
now I could see Ava being somehow brought back into the story.
Yeah, because she's stubborn.
Because she still has the will to,
right, exactly.
I would say,
yep,
do something about all this. And we have 7 episodes left. So
right, exactly.
There's a lot you can do in that amount of time. Now, the people that shot Chapek were Bonaparte's people?
No, so okay, so I don't think they were Bonaparte's. Maybe. But what I think is more likely is that this was something that Johan organized for a truly clean murder. Where basically it's something where they did it because of something that he did against their organization, right?
Their organization being
the whole thing of him killing the guard in the car and everything like that, right?
Right.
So because they're wondering, all right, who killed the baby?
Yeah.
Right. So
they're causing them all to kill each other. Basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So basically it's this self-cleaning machine, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So and that's the sickening genius and just craziness.
Yeah,
of
that was carried out a while ago,
exactly.
so we don't have to worry about.
Right, Johan. That's something that Johan can just forget about, right?
Yep.
It's doing its thing. The machine is in motion. And now he goes into whatever he wants to do now. Kill Bonaparte, whatever.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing that I have a question about. Before Johan was told Anna's perspective on the story, he pointed at his forehead.
Right, and he also did that in Munich with Tenma and or Anna and
So
right, so
my guess is that on some level, Johan has. Okay. Here's a thought. Okay. What ties all of Johan's story together, I believe, in terms of what makes it motivationally for him sound, is his sister.
Sure.
Anna is we've always suspected, the prime weakness of Johan, but also the linchpin, basically the most important piece.
Right.
If he's the king in this chess game, she is his queen.
Yep.
So he basically orders his queen at the earliest point in the story to have him die. Every time he's bumped back into her again, it's the same thing. Munich, here, kill me right here. Now, why does he do that if then he ends up instigating these conversations that he knows, I believe, will lead him to gathering new stuff, that I believe means that he's not actually concerned with him dying now. I'm going to put, and this is where I think this is actually important, the visualization of this, I think, is actually something where, in the same way that Bonaparte has the whole this image here, which I love, it's such a it's creepy. It actually gives me a headache just thinking about it. But this from Johan is even more insidious. I think he's planting an idea.
What?
And okay, the idea here. So, the way this has to end, right? The way this has to end is with Tenma and Johan primarily.
Right. Anna can be there too, but mainly Tenma and Johan.
But Anna doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Johan and Anna are twins.
Yep.
Johan has first-hand experienced, in fact, through his own self-discovery journey, he's realized how much power Bonaparte had over him via his twin at the earliest points in their story.
Yeah.
I believe Johan is trying to incept himself
into Anna?
via his sister. So, here's
he's trying to incept himself, so he's trying to give an idea to himself.
I think he's work? Okay. Here's the weird, stupid logic of this.
But I love weird and stupid. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So if you think about grasping something that's linked to something else, you grasp both of them by grasping one. Okay.
Okay. Transitive properties.
So
okay,
yeah, exactly. So he is reaching out to Anna and being like, I'm going to make you think this. I'm going to make you think this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The plan of this, and basically his sister being the connective piece of this has been through every plan, every inconsistency, every iteration of his dream, his waking nightmare that he's been living.
Yeah.
I believe he is trying to actually put something into himself. He is trying to break past the barriers, the mental domination that Bonaparte put on himself by going through his sister, who is free, to go back basically into himself. So if he can see it out there in her, he can put it on as himself.
So do you think they're going back to the thing that they mentioned way back when, and never really addressed it or answered it, of Johan having multiple personalities?
No,
because the
multiple personality thing, I think, was a build up primarily towards the shattered mind that Johan does have, but that the shattered mind is more in the, if there isn't a multiple personality identity disorder, what have you, it's that on some level he looks at Anna and sees himself. So if you look at someone else out there and you see yourself, and you have trouble trusting yourself, you're broken inside, you are actually going to try and talk to that person who you believe to be yourself, so that they will listen and then incorporate it back into themselves here.
Yeah.
So I think that Johan is trying to push an idea, a thought of how this is all going to end into himself, so that he will stop the nightmare forever, that he won't wake up.
But if it's not something of multiple personality or whatever, why would he need to do that? Like, I get
because he's a slave. He's a slave still. I think he believes that if he kills Bonaparte, he could be free from this. If he looks at Bonaparte and goes, "I killed you. I ended this. I can then be free. I can then set up a world for Anna, or I can do whatever.
Right.
I can have that.
I can be me.
I can be me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to be Johan. I can be anyone.
And
right now he can't be anyone right now.
Sure.
So he wants to attain that freedom again. And in order to do that, in some ways,
Anna needs to die.
Anna doesn't need to die. Anna needs to set him free, because he can't set himself free. And death, in some ways, because he's mad here. Remember, assume Johan is crazy. That you have to kind of think like a crazy person in order to understand, I think, that this stupid idea
I am the murderer.
Yes, in that, in order for Johan to win, in order for Johan to be free, he can no longer be Johan. He can no longer be alive even. Like, if anything, I think he is going to incept into himself, because he believes Anna in some ways to be him, that she will instigate his death, if you will, and then basically he will be free to be whatever, because Anna will be free. It's a weird, cyclical, twisted madness.
I love the idea of just him in general being on a hero's journey of his own, kind of a thing, where he's seeking his own freedom, because that's compelling, right? Just the idea of having that be a goal, even if it's like, whoa, don't go about it that way, it's very interesting. How that will all work, I don't know. I feel like that could be a way that they take it, because at this point, just like names don't really mean much of anything, and they can, they can become anyone, right?
Sure.
Johan, from a character perspective, from a narrative perspective, can become anyone, right? They can handle this however they want to. Which just means it'll be absolutely insane to see what they end up choosing.
Right. I think that while my idea is actually kind of insane in the idea, because it just doesn't work. There's
you think they'll do something involved that has a more of a method to the madness than that?
I think they'll do something that will be so dang similar that what I'm basically saying is just an interpretation.
Right.
Of
Exactly.
itself.
Where it's like you've got the right heart of the matter and the way they'll resolve it, but
it's mad.
Details,
I can't explain it because it's actually crazy.
Right.
Now, if we were to simplify it into a one-word phrase, Johan wants to be free.
Okay.
And I think that on some level, this is why he saves Anna. That's why he does things that, while it leaves her mad and wanting to kill herself, I think that's because that's what Johan wants for himself on some level. Everything that he's making Anna do, it's because it's something that he is unwilling to, he's unable to do himself.
Maybe. I want there to be an element of that in there, but I also want them to hold on to the idea that Johan can kind of, like,
he can beat that
he can do whatever he wants to do, you know, like, because they built him up to be such a powerful, like, entity, right?
Okay.
That I want that to be maintained for the resolution, so that it feels like Johan had an ending, not like the Johan that we knew, even if that wasn't necessarily the Johan that was there in its truest form, you know?
Sure.
Because that's what's kind of been getting built up the most over the show.
Okay.
So
I vibe
if that makes sense.
What we've also predicted from the beginning, and I hold on really tightly to this, is that Johan has to win in some way.
Right.
But the other way that he loses but still wins is that he dies.
Right. And if there's any kind of internal conflict, then it's very easy to have him win and lose at the same time.
And if he dies, one of the ways that you have him win is he gains something by death, or who and how he dies is all according to Keikaku.
Right.
And I think we're at that point where this is no longer about being fully according to Keikaku. He's broken.
winging it. Yeah.
He is flying by the seat of his pants.
Shooting from the hip. Yep.
He is rushing towards a dramatic, I would say, violent end.
Yeah.
Where the end is something where, in some ways, the only person now who can save him is Tenma. And they will talk. And when they talk, I think Tenma will realize that the reason why he can't just kill Johan is because that's exactly what he wants. And it will make such narrative sense, because Tenma will come in with this, I'm going to kill you and end all this. And Johan will be like, please kill me and end all this.
Yeah,
and Tenma will be like, whoa, hold on.
Right, I think...
Hold on. My
feeling...
missive was to save as many people as possible. And what if I can save him here?
And then I think when Tenma reaches that conclusion, then Johan will shoot himself or kill himself, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's one of the best ways that Johan can win, is that he chooses his end. Right. Like the idea that
and he would be free in that regard.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's my
like, and it would be sad and somber if that was the last and the only, like, free thing he could do.
Yep.
You know?
And it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because I think in some ways, him trying to reach out to Anna right here is basically saying, help me. Like, he's screaming it, basically. She said that he was smiling and it felt like he was crying. She's like, I'd never seen an emotion like that.
Yeah.
He's... Like, there is that multiple personality thing, like you're saying, that he's split in his desires.
He's internally divided, even if it doesn't necessarily go as far as to be the traditional multiple personality where they have different names and they don't remember what the other one does and things like that.
Yeah, he already had some symptoms of that showing with him taking on Anna's identity and looks. Maybe because Bonaparte desired that they do that.
Because that's the thing. Like,
we don't know.
Who's to say that, like, that whole effect that happened when they met back up?
Yeah.
I can only assume that Bonaparte intended that to happen.
Very
and the fact that they were living at the one place for a long time, and like you know, they knew
Mother's
where they
not there.
were. Well, the mother's not there, but also they knew where they had to go to get Anna. So it's not like Johan wasn't being influenced at the time. Like, Bonaparte could have been a neighbor.
They were both a part of the experiment.
You know, exactly.
Time,
So, wow.
God, this story is so freaking good. And the thing is that they take very creative liberties with what they don't show. Like, there's a lot that we infer in our minds, and I'd say add to the genius of this because they don't actually show it. So in some ways, it's not that this story has everything all tied up together into this perfect, you know, grand orchestral thing, even though a lot of it is, because the power of Johan's persona, his influence, is that you have so much that you can infer of him working in the background, despite there being little to no evidence that he actually is. So this story was crafted brilliantly, and it's not something where the brilliance, I would say, suddenly came about. Like, I can't wait to rewatch this with
I can imagine
2020 hindsight and everything like that.
Yeah.
Any final notes on theories? My weird theory. Any things in the episode that stood out to you as like a big thing that we should just briefly mention?
I mean, this episode was just incredible. It was all around incredible from start to finish. It was amazing. I cannot wait to see what they do next.
Tenma and Anna holding Tenma holding Anna and giving her basically the reasons to, you need to live. It's you must live.
It felt very similar to when Anna told Tenma, live and save as many people as you can.
He came back and and it's been a while since they've seen each other. They were like literally passing ships like back in the whole Munich. Well, it was when the Turkish district was getting burned down, I believe. That was, I believe, the last time they saw each other.
I don't think they actually interacted, although...
No, they called out at each other like from across a great distance, but I don't think they saw each other after that point.
And then there was the whole fact that like Dieter changed hands. Like...
yes, that's...
Like, that...
yeah, that
but that was without them actually interacting, I'm pretty sure.
And now he's here basically saving her as exactly as she, requested that he go and do.
Yeah, save as many people as you can.
I'm hoping that even if they go together to stop this whole thing with Johan, I want her to live. I want a happy ending. Yeah. I want a quiet, just peaceful, happy ending for Anna and Nina. I know there's a very real chance still that Tenma might not make it out of this alive, but I think if we can get both of them and the story somehow makes it feel earned and it's not just like, something unrealistic, because I think this show really does hold on to a lot of realism with regards to its characters and the way that they act. So
yeah, the only other thing that I will say, and this has no relevance to this episode, but just that I felt like saying it since the stuff that you were talking about with Tenma and Anna, is that I would absolutely love to see Lunge and Eva team up, Bonnie and Clyde, whatever, and go on and basically just say that they go on a series of crazy, wacky misadventures together with like sunglasses on beaches with guns and yes, just all the craziness, all the nonsense, all of it.
Hey,
even though that's not going to happen.
Hold on to your dream. I will never try to wake you from that dream.
Yeah.
You stay in that dream. That sounds wonderful.
It's a good dream.
It's a good dream, yeah. But y'all, this show's a trip.
Whew.
So if you want to see the next episode of this wild ride and our discussion and reaction and all that for it right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. Oh my god, you can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about these stories, about just storytelling, about the craziness that is Monster, but non-spoilery, of course. And we'll see you there if any of that interests you. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.